Every single woman alive today is a modern woman. Whether you're a mother, a wife, an executive, a farmer, a baker, a gardener, an artist, every single woman alive today is a modern woman, okay? We are modern women to the women who were adults in the 1950s. And the women in the 1950s were modern women to the women who were adults in the 1900s. In fact, in 50 years' time, okay, we will see those women as modern. Do not allow yourself to be bamboozled by kind of this pop socio language now, whereby modern women it's now a euphemism for what? Women who are financially self-sufficient, women who are educated, women who have options. That is why you'll see all of these debates about the traditional woman versus the modern woman, which is laughable, because in reality, most women are a mixture of both. They're a combination of both, because tradition, by the way, does not mean superior. It does not mean better. It does not mean healthier. All it means, tradition, literally is customs, practices, rituals that are passed down. And what we find ourselves in as a society is a world that wants to keep passing down patriarchy and misogyny, wants to keep passing down roles that women could not freely opt out of 50 years ago. That's what it wants to keep passing down as a ritual, as a norm. Yeah? The reality is most modern women, i.e. contemporary women who exist right now, will pick and choose what traditions they deem to be meaningful to them, important to them. Yeah? My personal assessment lens is this thing healthy? Is it dignifying, and is it respectful? I don't care whether it's been around for 100 years, 40 years. I don't care if my grandfather did it every day of his life. Doesn't bother me. I don't care if his mum thinks it should be done this way. Irrelevant. Is that tradition, that custom, that ritual healthy, functional, rather than dysfunctional? And is it respectful? And does it respect both of our dignities? Because if it doesn't pass that test, I really don't care what kind of tradition it is. Okay? You have to remember that they change the meanings of these words usually to control women. That's the bottom line. To control the perception of women. It is a form of social control, and it's to control how you see yourself. Because suddenly you start ranking yourself and measuring yourself as to whether or not you're traditional or not, and therefore are you good enough or not? Therefore are you agreeable enough, submissive enough, obedient enough, cooperative enough, fit, friendly, feminine enough? The way apparently traditional women were. And you know what? Come to think of it, it's so funny, because if we really think that there's such a thing as a traditional woman, really, okay, are you telling me that the men who had traditional wives never complained? Never wanted them to be different, more of something or less of something? You see, often people are living in this false nostalgia, as if the traditional woman was healthy and joyful and peaceful and safe all of the time, deeply satisfied with her life. Yeah, it's funny that. I saw a man on this app say that there are 5 generations of women in his family that have been married, and marriage is the norm in his family, and those women were all happy. How do you know that? Because at least 3 of those 5 generations of women didn't have a choice but to be married. Number 1. Yeah, maybe even 1 or 2 of the generations of those women were slaves, because this was a black American man speaking. So how can you vouch for their satisfaction in life? How can you vouch for their happiness under those conditions you didn't live, mind you? This is why you've got to think more critically. Tradition and modern, they're not really opposites. Most women are a combination of both.